Good afternoon. Right, I've just burnt my tongue. I got a new coffee machine and I got some new coffee pods. And I took a sip of that coffee. It was like red hot. So, yeah. Whew. Afternoon. How are you all doing? Right, I'm Porky Penny. I sound like, what's his name out of Star Trek when he gets numpung. Remember that? Afternoon, Mumo, Danny, Mumble, Fletch, Robert, Alex, Virginia. How are we doing? So this afternoon, we'll be trading the indices, having a look at what's going on there. Not a lot's happened on FX this morning, all pretty straightforward stuff. Swiss franc's the only mover. It did pull back a bit. I'm really surprised by the strength of this move, actually. It's not the way I would expect it to go. The Swiss franc inflation figure should really have driven that the opposite direction. That should have been good for the Swiss, but the market really seems to not like it. So we've had a big push against the Swiss franc pullback, and it looks like it's starting to push again, but this might just be a temporary pullback. So we'll see. But yeah, those are your ADRs today. Excuse me. This morning's trade's pretty simple, straightforward. Clean break on the DAX, straight up to target. I decided to get out of all of it because I had to go out this morning and I didn't want to babysit any trade. So I took the whole lot off there. But it did pull back and continue up to, I don't know, probably, what's that, 590. You got, depends, you probably would have been taken out on that pullback, but it depends. You probably got about 3-4 hour out of that today. So nice and easy. The FTSE I got out of as well, if you're in the live room this morning. So broke short. I closed the short out with a small profit. We then broke long. I decided to get out at the same place, basically. It did push up a little bit more, but it would have only given you a 1 hour today before it came back and stopped you out again. So if you were running this on full auto, it would have been a double stop out today. But that one would have more than made up for it anyway. So US indices. We'll have a look at where we're going today. The holy cow, bullish so far. Very big moves. Huge moves, in fact. Doesn't look anywhere near as big when you look at futures charts. But yeah, big move on the on everything really. Nasdaq actually is the weaker of the lot today. So huge move on the Dow. That's gone. Look at that. S&P and the Dow. Not sure that's going to be tradable today. That's too big. 1, 2, 4, 8. No, it is tradable. So it's just a very big move at the open. Wow. 13.8. Yeah, so it is within 40% of ADR at the moment. I mean, that could push further. Oh, it's kind of one of those where you think, I wish I'd have pressed the button on the pre-market range today, but I didn't. So yeah, we'll see where we go from that. We got 1 minute left on those candles, but up 1800 on the day so far. So don't want to jeopardize that. So that's your opening range. Very big at the moment. Put him back inside. Right, so target-wise on these today, the question at the moment is, are we going back into a bull market? So obviously we've had this big drop down, which looks catastrophic, but when you actually zoom out and look at what we're doing, it's potentially just a profit take leg, especially in the NASDAQ. It looks even more like it in the NAS at the moment. So we may well pull back on this last 2-day move. So we've had 2 solid down days. So it might be that we start and continue this pullback. Be watching ADR today, just to see if we can push up into those areas. But certainly looks like it want to go bull, doesn't it? Right, so no trades on the 5 minute on these. They've closed right at the highs. EA doesn't take trades when we're closing right at the highs like that. But we have got a pullback on the Dow. I'm going to try one on the NASDAQ, but I'm going to be very cautious with it. In fact, if I can get maybe $300 or something out of it, I'll probably take it off. Just don't want to get too eager. Quick scalp, 240. I'll take that. Very, very aggressive today to the upside. So I hate taking trades when we're that extended, because quite often you want to pull back before you do your next run. But I'll take a quick scalp on that. So long on the Dow. We'll be taking the 10-minute potentially on a pullback. But there's a nice quick scalp in there for the funded account. I've got to get multiple days over the line, basically, at $200. So it just ticks a box at the end of the day. Wow. Really pushing today, isn't it? So if you look at where we are, we've got a propulsion move there, which broke that low. So that actually is the propulsion gap here that broke that low. So that is a potential target upside today. We've obviously got that big sell order that came in on Friday there, which again, we may will find some resistance there. Other than that, we've got this little low from the news spike from Friday. That's non-farm. It's non-farm payroll, isn't it? From Wednesday, we collapsed basically through into that level again, bounced, and then we accumulated around that area. So your two upsides today are probably going to be here and either there or that whole thing if you want to include the whole lot. So upside resistance, we have got this little spike really, but that's kind of the open from Friday, I think. That's actually pre-market. That's the news that came out before the open on Friday. That was that whipsaw, wasn't it? So we got a little spike there, but I would say that is probably your best upside target there. So there's loads and loads of room this morning on the S&P. NASDAQ is going to be very much the same. So again, we're looking at this news area, which we came back down into. Then we sat down a little bit lower on the NASDAQ and reaccumulated that area. We broke there through that propulsion gap. So that's your upside target. Likely going to find some resistance there. So that's your mean reversion opportunity. First one, anyway. And then obviously coming back up into the previous level there. Dow Jones, a little bit different. Not that much different, actually. We're looking at it. So the Dow, we obviously broke down a lot further on. We had this big, strong accumulation, and then we broke that low there. So this whole area here is potentially resistive, which is what we're tapping into straight away. So a little bit further up is probably a good area to look at for a partial today. So I'm just going to move my target slightly down. I'll be happy with a 1-to-1 on that today because I've already banked 1800. So if I can get up to there and get a 1R potentially in case we hit resistance there, that'll do me. Right, let's have a look at where we're going after this 10-minute candle's in. So there's your 10-minute range. See how big we are. Yeah, that's fine. That's within targets. 83, that's fine. Already long on the Dow. So hitting some upside resistance at the moment, pulling back a little bit. Big day. Afternoon, ladies. Afternoon, Ryan. We'll go over, have a look at the FX side of things in a minute. I'll just wait for this 10-minute range to go in. Just make sure the orders get placed. And then we'll see where we go. Great day on Friday. You'll probably hear for the live room on Friday afternoon, but 3K banked in the end. I was up to 4, but had a FTSE trade trigger, which lost. So unfortunately, I lost that as well. There we go. So ranges are in. So 10-minute ORB is well within the range. It's pretty close, but it's there. So looking for some kind of pullback and then hopefully have a little run up at those highs. So I'm just going to place buy up there. It's unlikely we're going to break the low. Looking very bullish at the moment, but I will place the order just in case. So ideal scenario here is for us to just accumulate the next 5 minutes within this range. So put an inside bar in and then basically run that high, and then we should be able to break out the highs if we just accumulate around here for a bit. So same with the Dow. Looking for this propulsion gap basically to hold up. So as long as we sort of stay around this area, that will confirm that's the directional bias for the day. But obviously that could just be initial orders. We may well just reverse straight back down again. So wait and see where the market goes. Dow's pulling back a little bit. Right, FX wise, so far today, obviously there's no news. We've had the CPI for the Swiss this morning. That was bullish. We were expecting a negative 0.2. We actually got a 0 from a positive 0.2. So although it is down, inflation has dropped. It hasn't gone into recessionary territory. So that's good for the Swissy. Unfortunately, the market seems to have had completely the opposite opinion today. And the Swiss franc has been hammered. So we've had this big, strong push against the Swiss franc today across all instruments. And it doesn't seem to be recovering at all at the moment. It's pulling back slightly for the last few hours. So it's kind of flagging a little bit, but does not look like, that should be doing that if we're going to get a strong Swiss franc, and it's not. So market doing the opposite today to what we would expect for a Swiss franc news event like that. There is no other news today. Next news is coming in tomorrow with the PMIs. Long fill on the DAX, NASDAQ. I'm just going to be a bit cautious today with this because I hate buying at the highs. Got to be a bit brave to be buying up there. Dow's holding up as well. It's a very, very strong move. Take it, $600. Okay, so that'll do me for scalping on the funded today. Easy money, isn't it? So yeah, taking it back to FX. So yeah, basically the Swiss is obviously the main beneficiary of the news today. PMIs tomorrow, and we got the unemployment rate kind of going into Wednesday morning for the New Zealand dollar. So it's a really light news week this week. Thursday's when the main news comes in, which is the Bank of England rate, expecting that to drop. In theory, that should be bearish for the pound. If you look at what the pound's been up to over the last sort of week, it's absolutely flat. So the market has not been selling the pound ahead of the interest rate decision. So I suspect if we get it, we'll likely go pretty bearish on the pound quite quickly. CAD and US dollar you can't really take into account because that's been due to the strong US move. But everything else, as you can see, is very much sideways. Obviously, safe haven run on Friday. But yeah, so the pound basically not really going anywhere much at the moment. So I suspect we're going to see some fairly big negative movement on that pound, especially if we get some more differentials on the actual votes that come through. So we'll have to just wait and see what happens. But very, very, very light news week apart from that. Still pushing that. Just want to be a bit careful because I've got 3 longs on basically, so all going bull at the moment. This is a lot stronger than I was expecting today, this market. I was expecting a bit of a light one because we're going into summer trading, but, you know, seem to be, does it? I'm just going to move my partial down on the S&P. I'll leave the NASDAQ to run. The Dow, I've already moved down, so. Bullish day. Right. So those are your ADRs today. The other one is the Aussie New Zealand. That came off of 125 ADR, almost 150. We looked at it in the live room this morning. It came up to Friday's high and rejected Friday's high. It's coming down very hard now. So that one was an ADR this morning. Okay, sorry, I'm just checking. I've got an EA test ongoing. 1 second. So we went long on the Dow. That's good. Gone long on gold. That's good. NASDAQ should go long in a second. The S&P. Cool. So I'm testing an EA that I'm developing, and I just needed to check it's working. Because like all EA development, you get bugs. And I've had the mother of all bugs with this. And I think I fixed it. But the only way to actually tell is live testing in a live market with trades open. So bear with me 1 second. Let me just wait for that candle to close. Gone long S&P, gone long DAX. Gone long NASDAQ. Excellent. It works. Right, now I just need something to hit target. And then we'll be done. Right. Sorry, it's one of those days today. Swiss franc and Aussie New Zealand, those are your ADRs. Your RSIs today, you've got the Euro Swiss. That one we looked at this morning. So that's your 4-hour RSI extension. That's really nicely extended up to 75 now. It's 77 actually. So really good extension there. Good pullback opportunity from those highs. That was the 125 ADR today. So potentially going to pull back off of that. Your 5-minute reversal alert and 15-minute reversal alert both went in this morning. Very nice tight one there. And your 15-minute was a bit lower down. There we go. So that one's gone in recently, and there's your retest going in now. That beautiful 3-bar reversal. Look, beautiful 3-bar reversal there. So look for that one to push back down again. And you've also got the Swiss yen as well, which is very nicely extended, but that's the hourly. So there's your hourly RSI extension gone in there. Again, it's not a very big extension, and it is very quick as well. So yeah, kind of way too soon on that, didn't I? But I'm not going to hold it for 2 weeks. Not after a squeeze like that. So yeah, this is the reversal, obviously, on this leg pulling in now. So should expect us to get a really decent pullback on this. And I'm not sure quite why the Swiss is so weak today, but it is. So you've got an RSI extension to the downside on that, but obviously just bear in mind we're undoing this squeeze. So you're looking at a 50% retracement on that, I would imagine, at least. So you should be coming back down into the 180 level, which is probably about another ADR and a half maybe. And then we might pick up a bit of support down there, but we'll see. So those are your only extensions on RSI. And want to have a look on Euro US dollar? Okay, I want to have a look at that. Let me just quickly go back to the indices. I'm just going to reduce my exposure a little bit. We are 20 minutes parabolic. I can't believe this isn't going to pull back. So I'm just going to shut the S&P out just to bank that. And I'll let the other two run. I just don't want triple exposure. If it was a first trade to the day, I hadn't banked anything this morning, chasing a loss, whatever, I would leave it all running. But I've got 1,800 banked for the morning, so I don't want to risk all three of these stopping out, because that would be sort of around about 2,100 loss. So I can stomach a 1,400 drawdown when I've banked 2.4, but I don't really want to take a drawdown on 1,800 of 2,100, because it just wipes out all the profit for the day. So obviously a little bit overexposed across all three. They're all going parabolic at the same time, which means they will probably all undo that at the same time, apart from the Dow, which might stick around a little bit. So I'm looking for an opportunity to try and get back in long on this, but I'm not going to chase it up there. Wait for some kind of pullback. So you've got multiple propulsion gaps in here. So there's propulsion, you've got propulsion gap there as well. So there's three potential bounce points, obviously, and A-shaped recovery. So we could go out of here as a flag break, or we could do a 50% pullback into that propulsion gap there. So just want to see where this pulls back to. We need an inside bar first, see if we're going to pause before we pull back. Euro US dollar. So obviously with the dollar move from Friday from non-farm payroll, the unemployment rate, Powell told us in no uncertain terms to watch the unemployment rate. We got a massive reaction to it. It's not what I was expecting at all from a strength perspective. So the unemployment rate came out of 4.2 as a forecast of 4.2. So unemployment went up. The main reason for this was the non-farm payroll adjustment. So the previous non-farm payroll was 148K. They readjusted it down to 14K. So basically the entire non-farm report last time was totally wrong and totally out. And then we got a drop. So huge weakness came in. I was expecting potentially that to be a different number as well. So if we'd have got the unemployment rate up to 4.2, we would have had an even bigger drop on the dollar. So it was lucky that that didn't come in out of forecast. But yeah, all negative for employment at the moment, which you would expect. So this move on the dollar is probably quite warranted, and I suspect we'll get a continuation. The question is the market going to pull back a little bit on the dollar before it rallies again? Which obviously you don't know, but certainly today there is no bearish movement going in whatsoever, is there? So if you look at the pound US dollar as well, we are flatlining. In fact, we're actually slightly bullish today. So yeah, that's the expected direction for everything against the dollar. Dollar down, foreseeable. We're dropping rates in September. Trump's now got somebody that he can replace within the Fed as well, with one of his guys. So there's going to be more influence in the Fed from Trump's administration, which means he can manipulate the currency, the interest rates cleaner. So yeah, a lot of negative movement short term, but we'll have to wait and see long term. But yeah, not looking good for the dollar, is it, at the moment? So yeah, I wouldn't be doing anything to try and mean revert this at the minute. So if you get a big extension, then yeah, look at a mean reversion above 80. But this is likely to grind, I think. But we'll wait and see. You know, it's Trump. Trump can open his mouth at any time and say anything, can't he? And obviously, we'll have to wait and see what happens. So I just noticed another order gone in. What's that profit take? Bear with me a second. 16.55 S&P orders and deals. It's not closing out profits. Oh, it's not working properly. Oh, and it's taken another trade when it shouldn't have. No, that's not working. Back to the drawing board of that. Right. 4-hour MACD and RSI going up on the NASDAQ. Is it? Swiss is weak because of tariffs. Is it? Do you enjoy trading indices more than Forex? At the moment, yeah. Just because at the minute we're in a different market. We are much more volatile at the moment. As you can see, it's much more profitable. Not going to get a pullback on this, are we, today? So yeah, I've always enjoyed trading indices, but it's never as reliable, basically, because it's all high risk, short time frame. So anything short time frame is high risk, whereas position trading, swing trading, very low risk, and that's where the bread and butter comes from. But at the moment, position trading is not. My position trading account is nowhere near as effective because we've got so much sideways movement. So we got a lot of this, which obviously is not conducive to position trading. So it's taking a lot longer for trades to work out, which isn't a problem. It's just a lot more difficult to get the profit over the line. The other thing as well is at the moment, I don't want to overexpose myself with Trump. So Trump's administration is unreliable from an economic perspective in the fact that fundamentals are less important. So when you're position trading, you're relying on the market being, as rational as it can get. Yeah. So you're looking, as long as you've got market structure, there's always an escape route to get out of trades. With Trump, you tend to get that, much more of that. So much more parabolic moves because he upsets the markets and he shifts sentiment a lot more. So you get a bit more squeezed, like the Swiss yen, for example. That's a great example of a squeeze. So it's harder. Whereas this at the moment is easy. It's very easy to make money with the indices at the moment. It's reliable because it's volatile, but that isn't always the case. We go through periods where the market is flat and dead because there is more interest in other areas other than stocks. So it's the old fear and greed index, which, fear and greed drives the markets. At the moment, we're in greed mode. So, yeah, parabolic moves like this, you can't really not make money. I really wish I'd have held on to that on my Top Step account this morning, because that would have been a very nice, profitable morning, wouldn't it? But that'll do. I'm looking for an opportunity to mean revert this. I'm just looking at where we're likely to get a mean reversion opportunity today on here. And that is propulsion. That's that propulsion gap there. Filled. So wouldn't want to get in with a full contract on it, but we're likely to start hitting a little bit of resistance now. So we are, 30 minutes parabolic. So that is your initial balance in 30 minutes. So this is potentially a mean reversion opportunity here. See if we blow through it. See how strong this is today. Haven't set up my drawing tools on here at all. So we've got some upside resistance coming in here. Doesn't seem to want to be resistive, does it? Partial taken on the Dow. So that's locked in. Locked in on the NASDAQ as well. I'm just going to take that partial on the NASDAQ as well. 3 minutes left on this candle. We are hitting, so this is your 30-minute range. We are parabolic for 30 minutes. So I'm expecting a pullback on this. So I'm going to take a partial on that as well. It's all protected now. So that's guaranteed, locked in, can't lose. Just watching for an opportunity to maybe try and grab a quick pullback play. Anybody got any other pairs I want to look at? Anything exciting? 4-hour MACD and RSI going up on the NASDAQ. Yeah, it will be because the market's going up, isn't it? That's what happens. Indicators mimic price. Okay, got 2.5 minutes left on this candle. So we are looking at potentially the first bear move of the day, trying to get going. Don't want to get too premature on this, but just going in with micros. I'm not uber confident this is going to pull back from here, but I don't want to go in with a full contract because it's basically $800. Too much to risk on a standing in front of a steam train, basically. Okay, so S&P's back inside that previous 5-minute range. NASDAQ is holding. Dow, we're off and out though. So just a quick scalp short. It's only $150 risk. Just basically taking a punt on this propulsion gap holding and starting to find some sellers just to pull back a little bit, maybe into here. Nice rejection on the 2-minute chart. Yeah. It's on all charts. But this is, when you're this fast, this hard, it's parabolic. So there's very few sellers out there today, and they're just eating every single sell order they come across. So eventually we'll run out of sellers, and we will pull back. There we go. So we've got another candle gone in there, which is another bull candle, basically. It's indecision, though. So that's your first indecision. Yeah. Bulls couldn't make any progress. Bears couldn't push them back. So this next candle will give you an idea of where we're going next. If this turns inside bar, I would say we're off. We'll be pulling back on it. So it's a good exit, I think. Nah, still going. That still going. Way more buying pressure out there today. Strong market. I am short 5 micros on the retest. Go for it. There we go. Bit of rejection going in. So if we get an inside bar here, got another 3 minutes on this candle. It's way too early to tell, but if we get some rejection there, inside bar, and we break that low, we'll probably see the buyers start to take profit, and we'll get a little bit of a tumble. How far we'll get back down, I don't know though. Very strong. Not even sure we're going to break down from there. It's this area here. Just going to close the DOW out. I'm just going to let the NASDAQ run. So 4-4 banked. Got a small runner on the NASDAQ. Out. That's good. Okay, 3-bar reversal forming now. So there's your push, pause, pull. So sellers take control of the market. It's going to reduce risk down a little bit more. So if this candle closes below that low, that's a strong 3-bar reversal. Just confirmation that we are out of steam. So target wise to the downside, we're watching that area here. But this whole area here is just solid propulsion. So realistically, that is kind of potential downside support. This is one massive propulsion gap. This whole area here from the open all the way up to there is just buying. So I wouldn't expect really to get any lower than that if we're going to be in a strong bull market today. So break even on it. See how far we go. Stubborn. Not anymore. It's gone. Got rejection there. Berkshire took quite a hit today, did it? Today? Wrong side of the unemployment rate, I'd imagine. Not holding that much hope for that. That's literally the pullback, look. We'll see. But yeah, really strong. Really strong. S&P, same thing. So it's break even. I think I'll leave it there. I'm not going to try and mean revert this. It's too strong. Did look like that was a really clean rollover there, but it's not. Too many bulls today. I'll leave it there. I won't push it today. Difficult to tell which way this is going to go from here. So there's loads of targets to the upside to head for. Really difficult to call when the market's this volatile. You kind of just want to get in and out and get the money as fast as you can, because it can turn as fast as it goes parabolic. Yeah, you can be back down here in 10 minutes, which potentially the Dow is about to do. So if that's your flag break, you literally hit the buy button now and we're off. But I hate trading one bar reversals. If you got just a single pullback like that, it's very difficult to psychologically get on and hold that, knowing that it's going to push further. But who knows? 23,365 end of day, is it? K-Pot, you're obviously experienced. What are you doing in here? Just added. What, to your short? Oh, you're brave, Brian. That could go either way. Afternoon Trading Hub. How are we doing? Right. So NASDAQ, basically, I'm just going to hold the rest of this with the 2-hour trailer. See how far we go. So it'd be nice if that flag breaks. Quite where we're going to go to, obviously, nobody knows. But I'll hold a 2-hour trailer on it and see where we get to. It's only a small position left. In fact, I've got a 0.25. I'll change that to a 0.2. So 20% of ADR as a trailer to the upside. FX-wise, there's not an awful lot more happening. We've still got weakness in this Swiss franc by the looks of things. So again, market's pushing back up against the Swissy. Really, really weak Swiss franc, considering that number was better than anticipated. But market does what the market does. At the moment, you can't really tell what's strong and what's weak, because obviously everything's up in the air with the trade tariffs and everything. So good. Nice trades on the indices. Yeah, very nice. It's been a phenomenal month, basically. Just green everywhere this month. But that's volatility for you. Yeah, I mean, it's not always like this, is it? We get weeks where it goes flat. We get weeks where it goes parabolic. This is a parabolic week. So, you know, these weeks, basically, you just got to milk it and take it. But that's the edge. If you look at the back test, you do a back test with the EA. There we go. Out of the highs. Brian, I hope you're out. You high the day attempting on the NAS. So that we got a little bit of rejection there, but, you know, not a lot. Could still be a lower high, though. We haven't taken out the high yet. But yeah, you do back testing with the strategy, and you will see. That's weird. The Nasdaq on CFDs has made a new high. The Nasdaq on futures hasn't. Interesting. So yeah, CFD's new high of the day. Not on futures though. Yeah, so back testing, obviously, you'll see the P&L. The long-term edge is that in there you've got loads and loads of pullbacks. Basically, you get weeks where we just go sideways. There's no volatility. There's no volume. The market just flatlines, and that's the days and weeks where the P&L is just blood red. Yeah, just red after red after red after red. The EA, obviously the loss recovery system in the EA will recoup that for you, but obviously you do go into drawdown. So, and it doesn't recoup all of the loss. It's not martingale or anything stupid like that. So, but the weeks where we're parabolic like this, you literally just print money. And that's where the edge is. Yeah, it's a little bit like trend trading strategies. Yeah. Your P&L does that. So, there's a lot of drawdown in trend trading strategies. There's a lot of drawdown in breakout strategies. Mean reversion strategies, there is a lot less drawdown. But mean reversion strategies, you're banking 1.5 R max, aren't you, really? 1.25, 1.5, maybe 2. So you just enjoy it while it's there. Trump didn't like the job numbers on Friday? No. Fired the head of data and is looking for a replacement. Yeah. He can do what he likes. He's the president of the most powerful, third most powerful country on the planet. Used to be the most powerful. Now he's not as big. There are other countries with way more weapons, way more ships, way more troops, and much faster growing economies. Be aware. I think that's the difference, isn't it, this time around? The last Trump presidency, we had, going into COVID, before COVID, we had the US, it was very strong. Trump came in, it was all good. Since then, China has doubled in size. Their military's doubled in size. We've had multiple wars kicking off. And AI has taken over and made everybody redundant. And he's basically ripped up 60 years worth of trade agreements. In fact, more than that, 80 years. We've had trade agreements in place for 80 years, paying for World War II. And he's just ripped them all up and expects the economics of the world to continue as they are. And I think that's where his mistake is. He's planning his business model on what we used to be. And it's not like that anymore. It's a very, very different world now. So I'm not convinced it's going to pan out as he wants it to. We will see, though. Okay, potential double top rejection going in here. That's worth a quick short. Tiny stop on it. 10 seconds on this candle. So indecision again. See where this candle goes, but this is potentially a double top going in. Tiny risk, $130. See if this one holds. You're still in, Brian. Now I'm in. You know what's going to happen now I'm in. If that high goes, it's off. We'll be coming up to that sort of territory somewhere, won't we? Got that area there. So we'll pop easily up to that, potentially up to there, if this breaks. Good rejection though. Definitely holding, sellers holding that area tight at the minute. Ooh. If this one doesn't work out though, I'll call it a day today. Mean reverting a steam train basically. So hard to stop. A little bit of strength trying to come through in that dollar, but it's not really. It's not strong at all. Very mixed at the minute. Look at that. Total absolute no chance. It's just absolutely no movement at the moment on the dollar. Let's see what happens with the world when Trump's ultimatum expires. Yeah. You notice the way that China are just kind of ignoring him at the moment. It's like, yeah, whatever. It's almost like you're just annoying us. Go away. It's just, I don't know. Yes, we manufacture stuff and yeah, we'll find backdoors. There's so many backdoor trade routes that they can get gear out of China. It's just, trying. The problem with business today is businesses are, the world is multinational. The world is international. Yeah, there isn't a American business, a US business. Yes, they're owned by companies in certain locations, but they've got subsidiaries everywhere. You stick 35-50% tariffs on one place, they will just manufacture it somewhere else and avoid the tariffs. It doesn't take long. Or ship it somewhere else and then ship it from another company within another organization out of there, and it just avoid the tariffs. So he's just trying to stick bills on everybody, and everybody's just moving stuff around to avoid the tariffs. There's certain industries, which cars and things like that, you can't hide that. But there's a lot of other businesses which will just bypass it. So, it's the wrong approach. Tariffs, I don't think, work now. But, everybody's connected and everywhere. It's service-based industries as well. You can't tell where anything is based anymore. MetaTrader, Russian company. Now it's Cypriot. Not it's Russian, but it's Cypriot as far as everybody else is concerned. So what is it? It can be whatever it wants to be. If MetaQuotes could sell out to a Polish guy, and he could move the headquarters to a bedroom in a house in Poland, and all of a sudden you've got a Polish company owned by Russians that's main manufacturing or main coding hub is in Cyprus. What is it? What is that company now? So you stick tariffs in one place, we just make it all happen somewhere else. Therefore, we do not get tariffs. It's very easy for businesses these days to diversify away, isn't it? So I don't know. So I just need to quickly check how many contracts I can run on my Top Step account. I've got a feeling I can only run 3 micros at the minute. I want to add to this, but I don't want to add to it. Oh no, I can add 5. I can have 5. So I can add another 2. the trouble with a scaling plan with Top Step. I never really 2 to 3,000 profit is 5, and then I can get 10 above 3k. So I'm not far off. If this trade works out tomorrow, I'll be able to go 10 contracts. Want it to work out yet? So I'm going to add 2 short if we break. Obviously, if we don't break, I won't add 2 short. I don't know. Who knows? There's the other thing as well. Like, he's just annoying people at the moment, isn't he? It's like he's annoying India because India buys oil from Russia. They're quite close together. So it doesn't make sense to buy oil from the US, does it? So if you're going to throw your toys out the pram because they're not buying US oil, think about it. Yeah, where are you buying your electricity from? Canada. Where's Canada? Next door. Why are you buying it from there? Cost efficiency. So you can't go and say to India, sorry, we're going to get cross and put sanctions on because you're buying Russian oil or supplying, or, whichever it is. It doesn't matter, does it? They're close to each other. They do trade together. You can't force everybody in the world just to buy your stuff because you want it. There's some brilliant memes with him wearing baby grows, throwing toys out the pram at the moment, which I think are very apt. Anyway. So we've got lower highs and lower lows going in at the moment, which is indicative of a flag, which is bullish. But we are stalling out as well. So lower highs and lower lows can be seen as both, really. One of them will work. For me and Brian's sake, I hope it's south. I'm just going to move my stop up. So if this candle breaks, I think we're going to start a pullback. So I'm going to get out of the longs on the ORB. If not, obviously, it won't. In today's economy, TRQ tariffs are the only thing that makes sense. Balance for both countries. One country can't make everything. Yeah. This is the thing. It's all about businesses. This is the thing that confuses me about what he's trying to do, because he's a businessman, but he's a businessman in real estate. Real estate doesn't move. Yeah. You get a building, you make a building nice, you charge people for using your building. Building stays where it stays. Yeah. Trump Tower doesn't move anywhere, does it? All other businesses, the vast majority of other businesses, are either selling products or services. Yeah. Services can be sold internationally. Products move internationally. So the vast majority of other businesses out there, semiconductors, chips, everything else, banking, it's all international. You can't say to NVIDIA, you have to move everything into the US to be able to sell it in the US. For them, it's a logistical nightmare. They're costing billions. They're not going to go, yeah, we'll write a few billion off our bottom line. Don't worry about it, Donald. It's not going to happen. Living in cloud cuckoo land. Anyway. Okay, so see if we can get a break of the lows here. If so, I'm going to move my stop down if we get that on. It's certainly stalling out here. So we're basically, if you look at this candle here, which is the last bull move we had. So we can't make any higher. Inside bar, tested the lows, can't go any lower. Tested the highs, can't go any higher. logical, test the lows. So if we hit that low and reject, we're going to stay in balance for the time being. So if that short triggers, which it looks like it's going to, I'll bring the stop down and just take a small loss if this is going to reject. Because if this is going to reject, it's just going to come back up here. And then obviously there's a 50-50 chance it can go either way. So there we go, triggered. So pulling the stop down, $160 risk now. So looking for somewhere around, that's not really a propulsion gap, is it? So looking for somewhere around here as a target to the downside. Obviously, if it gets down to there, potentially we're going to bounce out as well. Small risk. It's going sideways. Number one rule of business economics: go where the labor is cheap. Exactly. Where is the labor cheap at the moment? AI doesn't cost anything. Well, it does. It costs like 0.0000001 cents per query. Doesn't get any cheaper than that, does it? Programming, customer service, sales, accounting, the lot, gone, replaced. Pushing back up again. Really not liking the look of this. I'm loving the look of it on the hourly. There's obviously a long way to go yet. We've got half an hour. But if we can hold that sort of doji on the hourly and we get a nice break down, we're going to just melt around here for a bit today. That could well be higher day that's gone in now. Pound Swiss 150 ADR. Swiss franc still getting hammered. So NASDAQ, we are approaching 125 ADR with a downside gap as well. So, they've done 125% of the normal range already. Let's just see. Whoops. So the last 3 days, ADR is up there. So your 3-day ADR, which takes those 3 days into account, is here. So that is, in effect, the short-term ADR. So there's a lot more distance to go on that short-term ADR, look, all the way back up into there. So there's a lot more room. But you've got Friday high and a Thursday low here as upside resistance before you get there. See if it gets there first, but it's looking good. It's holding well. Could actually get a reversal here. Probably stop me out first. I'm not going to put any more risk on that. Logical place to put your stop loss is up here at higher day, but I'm not. I've got too much size on for that. It's going to cost $300. I'm not going to risk $300 on a sideways market. Bullish. So there's your flag again. So lower low, lower high. Yeah. So if this is when this flag breaks, we're going to put in a higher high. Very, very strong rejection to the upside, but this is definitely a flag. There's a good argument for stop and reverse order if we break that high. Not going anywhere, is it really? Totally stuck. So S&P broke out and rejected. Dow, same. No more volume. No market movement at all here. Stopped out. Just about to stop out. There you go. So there's a new high gone in on the 5 minute. So this looks like a break long. Or not. Okay, long. Okay, $200 risk. So if this is going to flag break here, I'll give it the lower that last 5 minute candle. Upside. That's a 1-for-1. So I'll go for the high. So this is yesterday's high, Friday's high. So just shy of Friday's high is 450. So that's a 2R upside. So if this is going to flag break long from here, I'll go 2R to the upside. If not, I'll take that $200 loss. Still puts me up 200 on the day. And I need my days at the moment because I need to get 5 days over the line to get paid, basically. So always nice to get over that line. There we go. So we'll see where that goes. So holding, not holding long. Sorry, stopped out there. So I'm flat done for the day on the ORB. There we go. All done. Just make sure I've got no pending orders. So we'll see where we go tomorrow. But yeah, looks like we are trying to break long on the Dow. Trying anyway. Got to get through there. We just got to get through these tails. If we get through this upside resistance, I think we'll probably pop today. And then we got that run. So there's plenty of room to the upside if it can get through it. But it's really struggling, isn't it? I'm still 7 points in profit at the moment. Going to hold and see what happens. Go for it. Either Brian or myself will be making money this afternoon. Well, I've already made money this afternoon, but I'd like to say I hope it drops, Brian, but I'm now long, so I can't. So with the best intentions, I hope you stop out. DAX new high of the day. Oh, no, it's not, sorry. It's not new high of the day. So I'm looking at a 1 minute chart up there. I just saw it made a new high, but I can only see that much of the chart. So DAX is running for a new high of the day. Dow attempting new highs. NASDAQ obviously going the opposite direction. Typical. It's just chopping it. Flip a coin, basically. It's going to go one of those ways. Am I out of oil? No, I'm still in oil at the moment. I will be getting out of oil, though. No, still popping. I said I give myself 5% on it. I'm not in 5%. So it's pushing back up again now. Something's just triggered that move. Look. OPEC output steady as Saudi curbs offset UAE gain, according to a survey. So basically, the Saudis have just reduced production. Obviously, that drives price up. Less supply equals more money. That oil rallying on that OPEC news. and also technically. So all the technical traders now who don't watch the news are buying the quadruple bottom. All of the people that watch the news and know what really moves the market know why that is moving up. What a mess, look. So 15-minute chart, still bearish. Let's stop out of that. Brian wins. Watch that low. Or does he? Boing. Oh, what a mess. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 45 minutes we've been watching this go sideways. Who said trading was an exciting career, eh? You do what? You trade? Wow. You must drive a Ferrari and find that really exciting with all that money. Yeah, it's great. Not till it breaks this consolidation, no. If it does break this consolidation, you'll know it, and it'll be a big drop, I think. It's either going there or there. If. But this is the trouble. I stop out. Yours goes back up. You stop out. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. No one makes any money. Apart from the algos. There we go. So we've broken that low. So it does look like we've got a bear run on the way. So watch this area here. If we can break that, we're off. So you'll be coming back down into 23,190 downside support. If. So I'm calling it a day there. $200, that'll do. Trump may not like the data, but assuming the relevant body has got the numbers right, today's bounce could be reversed. On what? Oil? Who knows? Yeah, anything can happen. We're stuck in an accumulation at the moment, realistically. So we've made a new high. But this was basically a pop, an attempt back out into that propulsion gap, which pushed it back straight back down again. But we are making higher lows, look. Yeah, so what you'll find is being bought now are the trendline junkies buying this low. Yeah. Doesn't mean it's going up. It means the trendline junkies are buying this low. That's it. But OPEC obviously timed that announcement to perfection. So we'll see. Yeah, I'm not holding up much hope for this, to be honest. I'd like to think it's still going to go bull because we're in a bull market at the moment. When before Iran, we were bullish. Yeah. So that was your previous resistance that we were heading for a breakout. Iran happened. Iran reset back to previous area we traded at. And we're kind of gone bull. Feels like it wants to, but indices, who knows what's happening with the indices? Yeah. I mean, the indices are all over the place as well. Everything's all over the place. It's lovely. Everything's all over the place at the moment. The problem with the data here in the US is we are all still collecting it based on the systems the government started using in the 40s. They need a better system. Yeah. Data's data, though, isn't it? I mean, really tempted to buy that. I know it'll make it's just not worth it. Andrew, I've been holding WTI since June. Yep. Thank God for positive swaps. I know. Excuse me. Yeah, I haven't. I've got negative swaps. It's costing me lots of money to hold this. But yeah, it's not moving. We're stuck. Totally stuck. You know, this is kind of what I was talking about earlier with position trading. This is what kills position trading. Is this? It's multi-month accumulations. You know, position trading is a market structure-based mean reversion strategy. To make money, you need market structure. There isn't any market structure here. It's just flat as a pancake. You can't make money when the market is going sideways unless you're selling the highs and buying the lows. But that's not what we do. We buy pops and make money on mean reversion, profit take moves by banks. And when it's just going sideways, they're not making money on it either. It's just holding. So, you know, this type of sideways market is just not conducive to making money from a position trading perspective. You know, some of these trades that I've been in, you know, I've been in this for since the 7th of July. 4th of July, 5th of July, something like that. So I've been in this for a month. Yeah, there's just not enough movement. If it was to do that, I'd be out. But it's not. It's doing that. Yeah, it's not quite enough pullback to make profit. And then you sit there for weeks just doing nothing. Just no use. Dow Jones has just popped. Why did I not buy it when I said I think I should buy it? So new high of the day on the Dow. S&P outside bar. There you go. This is the pop coming through. Might regret that. Two to one. Okay, 30 seconds left on this candle. That's an outside bar. Again, it's indecision. But it's bullish indecision. Yeah, so this is the area we were watching for rejection. That is rejection. If that high breaks, this is basically a sideways flag break. So next stop is obviously that last bull candle there that they've plowed through. So we know the sellers are sitting there. Failing that, it's Friday's high. So that's the upside target. Could just come screaming straight back down there. So worst case scenario for me is like a $50 loss. Brian just added, you're obviously taking the other side of all of my trades, Brian. So I've stopped out twice. You're just building a bigger position. So that bigger position is going to stop out and cost you much more money when I win. If 50% of the console holds, I'm out. 50% of the console holds, I'm out. What's the console? Which has come crashing back down now. Just watching what's happening on the 1 minute charts. So good strong rejection on the Dow. DAX is coming down hard. FTSE's coming down really hard. It's all coming down really hard. Trap. It's a trap. I'm not getting involved in that anymore. Stopped out. There we go. So shorts down to 23,173, I reckon. Probably lower. Oh, look at that. Literally. Not a good day for making money today. But I say that. I'm up nearly 5K. I don't care. This is not real money. This is funny money. This is real money. Funny money's fun. Yeah, there you go. Watch that low there that's just been bought up. Look at them. Just literally stops, 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 stop. Elevated. Do you pay the fee for the funded account? No, I haven't. No, I've still got that account. I can't bring myself to just chuck $440 at them to get another 50K's worth of funding. I just don't. I don't know them. I don't trust them. And I'm not really interested, so I haven't bothered. This isn't that. This is obviously Top Step. That was with another account. That other one I passed, but no. Oh, look at that. New low going in. So you got 7 minutes. So wherever we get to with this low, that's going to form your propulsion move for the day. Similar to that. Find that again. I'm just really tempted to take another one here. I know if I take another one, Brian's just going to take the other side of it. And I don't want to give him the pleasure of winning. So I'm not going to trade it anymore. $47 down day. I can live with that. Right, I'll leave it there. So, yeah, this could obviously go either way. We've got a new high on the S&P, not a new high on the NASDAQ, a convincing new high on the Dow. So utter confusion across all three markets. There's no confluence anywhere. No idea. This could go absolutely anywhere today. So good luck if you're going to continue trading it, but I shall give it a swerve for the rest of the day. I'll be back on Wednesday afternoon. Anything you need, let me know. Otherwise, I'll be in Discord or Telegram. Bear in mind, obviously, news this week is all weighted towards back end. So we have got, that's the wrong week. We have got the unemployment rate for New Zealand overnight, Tuesday into Wednesday. We got PMIs tomorrow afternoon. Obviously, services purchasing manager index is a leading indicator. So there's a potential for a decent move off of that tomorrow. Other than that, it's basically wait until Thursday until those votes come in for the pound interest rate. And then we've got unemployment claims. So it's all back end weighted this week for movement, unless obviously Mr. Trump, here we go. I will there we go. Unless Mr. Trump chimes in. I will be substantially raising the tariff paid by India to the US. There we go. So that's what I was talking about earlier. We don't like you because you like Russia. Stop buying their oil and come and buy our oil. I know it's going to be another 3 months before we can get it to you, and it's going to cost twice as much. But anyway, just buy our oil because we're America. That's basically what they're saying, isn't it? And India just turning around and going, nope, that's really stupid. We're not going to do that. So, yeah, there we go. India not only buying Russian oil, they are selling it. It's their oil. That's a ridiculous thing to say. I've bought all this stuff and I'm not allowed to sell it to someone else. They can do what they like. Stop bullying them. Anyway, be prepared for some volatility. So, like I said, good luck with that. I wonder what that's doing to the oil price. Let's just quickly have a look before I disappear. Woohoo! Off we go. Boing. Yeah, so we could well be up there this afternoon and I'll be out. So keep your eyes peeled on Financial Juice because he's awake. He's awake. The markets are awake. Trump, narcissism in full display. Yeah, it's brilliant. I love it. It's the most entertaining thing on the planet, isn't it? Watching him. Every time he opens his mouth, it's like, I can't believe you just said that. And the rest of the world are thinking the same, but no one else is thinking it at all in his government, are they? It's just bizarre. Anyway, Brian, just playing the range at the moment. Yeah, you will be. I think you're going to carry on doing that for the rest of the afternoon, to be honest. I don't know. No, look, we're breaking down now. We're breaking down. We're trying to break down. It's trying really hard. You got one more 5-minute candle in. As soon as this 5-minute candle is over, that's the hourly candle up. You're going to get a spike in volume in the next 3 minutes. It's either going your way or it's not. So we'll see. But this is the weakest pullback in the universe, isn't it? Not convincing. Anyway, I'll let you get on. I'll be back on Wednesday. If you need anything, let me know. Otherwise, I will see you then. Have a good week.